guys, welcome back to my channel, and today in this video on California's inflation relief checks, I'm going to be talking about California's tax rebate, middle class tax debit cards, and there are a lot of updates concerning California's stimulus checks. So I'm going to be explaining this in detail: when to receive your payment, if you haven't received your payment, what's the reason you haven't received your payment, and when you expect your payment, the exact dates. And without wasting time, let me dive into the video. So there are a lot of people who have started receiving their mctr payments and California's middle class tax refund, plus California's mctr debit card. But there are some groups of people who haven't received their payment yet, and they ask this question: why haven't we received our inflation relief check yet? And here are some of the reasons why. And so if you haven't received your California inflation relief check, there are a few reasons you might not have received it yet, and here are some of the reasons. So to know when to expect your money, you will want to double check exactly how you received your Golden State stimulus check. And if you got one, the California Franchise Tax Board told the BIS for qualifying taxpayers have either forgotten how they received their stimulus checks or changed their bank details or their bank information, which will confuse their timeline. So if you changed your bank details, that will change, it will confuse your timeline on when to expect your check. And maybe some of the people don't know the exact date they are receiving their payment. So you double check and see when you received your Golden State stimulus check, and there you will know when to receive your Californians relief check. And here they say direct deposits are still being rolled out and will be completed by mid-November. So some of the residents have already received their payments, and the payment, those who are supposed to receive deposits, direct deposits, that process is going to be completed by mid-November. And debit cards will then be mailed out to all other qualifying taxpayers. So the tax board spokesman Andrew said the inflation relief checks are being processed as expected with no delays. And here are the qualifications for the payments in general, and the factors for getting a direct deposit or mailed debit card, and when you're supposed to receive that. And speaking of the middle class tax refund qualification criteria, you should have filed your tax return by October 15th, 2021, and that's the first eligibility criteria that you need to have fulfilled in order to receive your middle class tax refund. You should have filed your 2020 tax returns by October 2021. And speaking of the second qualification, you need to meet the California's adjusted gross income requirement. And the CAAGI might be different for different people, as if you're married and filing jointly, or if you're head of the house and or a qualifying widower, and also if you're single or married filing separately. The CAAGI reports might be different and they might differ. So if you're married couples and filing jointly, your CAAGI must be, if your CAAGI is 150,000 or less, there you'll be receiving $1,050. And if it's between 150,001 to 250,000, there you'll be receiving $750, and that continues going upwards. And if you check here, if you have 500,001 or more, there you don't qualify, and that also goes down if you're qualifying widower. There also it depends. If you have 150,000 or less, there you receive $700, and there if you also it applies here if you have $500,000 and above, there you don't qualify. Also it goes down here as they show you. If your CAAGI is 75,000 or less, there you'll be receiving $700, and there if you're single or married but filing separately, and if your CAAGI is at $250,001, there you don't qualify. And considering you meet the California's adjusted gross income, and speaking of the next criteria is you are not eligible to be claimed as a dependent in the 2020 tax year. Also, you're supposed to be a Californian resident for 6 months or more of the year 2022 or 4 of the tax year 2022. And another criteria is you should be a Californian resident on the date of payment or when the payments are issued. So if you have all those checked, that means you're eligible to receive your payment. Now coming over to the payment schedule, so if your mctr direct deposit payment for Californians who received GSS1 or 2 are expected to be issued to bank accounts between October 7th, 2022 and October 25th, 2022. And so this means some of the residents have already received their payments, and the remaining direct deposits will occur between October 28th, 2022 and November 14th, 2022. So people who are supposed to receive the mctr and have not yet received yet should look out for this date, which is the 14th of November 2022. And here also mctr debit card payments for Californians who received GSS1 and GSS1 and 2 are expected to be mailed between October 24th, 2022 and December 10th, 2022. The remaining debit cards will be mailed by January 14th, 2023. And speaking of the direct deposit payments, the first round has already received their payments, as they received between 7th October to 25th October 2022. And also the non-GSS recipients received their payments starting 28th October up to 14th of November 2022. So you should look out for these dates if you haven't received your payment. And the non-GSS recipients who haven't received their payments are going to receive it on November 14th, 2022. And speaking of the debit card payments, recipients who are going to receive debit card payments, the debit card mailing time frames have been put out, and for those people who their last name, the first group of people who their last name begins with A to E, are supposed to receive their payments starting from October 24th up to November 5th. So from October 24th through to November 5th. And if your name your last name ends with F to M, so that means you'll be receiving your debit card starting November 6th, 2022 up to November 19th, 2022. If your last name begins with N to V, that means you receive your payment starting from 20th November up to 3rd December 2022. So, and if your last name begins with W to Z, That means you receive starting from 4th December up to 10th December 2022. And if your last name begins, if you are a non-GSS recipient and your last name begins with A to L, that means you will receive, or your debit card will be announced after November 7th. So you wait for that announcement. And if your last name begins with M to Z, that means your payment or your debit card will be announced after 21st of November. And for direct deposits of recipients who have changed their banking information since filing their 2020 tax returns, those will go through starting from 17th of December up to 14th of Jan 2023. And here they say direct deposits typically occur within 3 to 5 business days from the issue date, and allow 2 weeks from the issue date to receive your debit card by mail. And they say here they expect about 90 of the direct deposits to be issued within October 2022. So, and here they say if you need help, you can contact customer support, and is available in English, Spanish, Mandarin, Hindi, Vietnamese, Korean, and Punjabi. Other languages may be supported by request. So if you have any question, you can contact customer support, and here is their number to call on, and also available at this website. If you follow this website, you can put in your complaint. And those are the key dates of receiving your payment, and hopefully this video was informative and was able to help you in some way. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.